أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين.
Fusus al-Iman is a concise format of explanations related to Sahih Iman based on Tafsir Asadi and Irshad al-Asadi. This book series is named Fusus al-Iman, Bezels of Faith, with the intention that it may be used by the people as an anchor of Sahih Iman when sailing in the oceans of knowledge of Quran and Ahadith. For the students of Quran and Ahadith, Fusus al-Iman can act as a primer that will help them solidify their Iman and prepare them for facing the onslaught of deviant sects who misinterpret the Quranic verses and Ahadith to lead them away from Islam. Since Sahih Iman is the essential requirement of salvation in hereafter, it is important to have correct understanding of all issues related to Sahih Iman to become eligible for salvation. This book contains selected verses from the surah. The explanations of these verses will, insha'Allah, benefit all Muslims of the world in protecting their Iman.
ما جعل الله لرجل من قلبين في جوفه وما جعل أزواجكم اللائي تظاهرون منهن أمهاتكم وما جعل أدعياءكم أبناءكم ذلكم قولكم بأفواهكم والله يقول الحق وهو يهدي السبيل.
Translation: O people, Allah has not placed two hearts in the breast of any man, nor has He made your wives whom you repudiate with the practice of zihar your mothers, nor has He made your adopted sons your real sons. This is only what your lips pronounce. What Allah says is just, and He shows the right way. Explanation: Zihar was a practice among Arabs in which a husband would say to his wife, "You are to me like the back of my mother." This meant that you are unlawful for me in conjugal relations. This was done to deprive her rights and keep her like a captive and not letting her marry anyone else. This is strictly forbidden in Islam. In the same way, treating adopted children as real, biological sons and daughters was also forbidden.
النبي أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم وأزواجه أمهاتهم وأولو الأرحام بعضهم أولى ببعض في كتاب الله من المؤمنين والمهاجرين إلا أن تفعلوا إلى أوليائكم معروفا كان ذلك في الكتاب مسطورا.
Translation: The Prophet ﷺ has a more right on the believers than their own selves and his wives and their mothers. Blood relations have a higher claim on one another according to the Book of Allah than do other believers and immigrants. Nevertheless, you may act kindly towards your friends and close associates. All this is inscribed in the book. Explanation: Two important things have been mentioned in the above verse as follows. First, the Prophet ﷺ has more right on the believers than their own selves. Second, the wives of the Prophet ﷺ are the mothers of the believers. What is the meaning of the Prophet ﷺ has more right on the believers than their own selves? It means that the believers should love the Prophet ﷺ more than their own selves. His decision in collective and individual issues of the believers are binding upon them, even if they are unable to comprehend it. First, it is in Quran, O believers, obey Allah and His Apostle ﷺ and do not turn from Him while you hear His order. Al-Anfal 20. Second, it is in Hadith. It is narrated on the authority of Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu that the Prophet ﷺ said, "None of you will have faith till he loves me more than his father, his children and all mankind." Bukhari. Third, it is in Hadith. It is narrated on the authority of Abdullah bin Hisham radiyallahu ta'ala anhu that he said, "We were with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he was holding the hand of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said to him, O Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are dearer to me than everything except my own self." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "No, by him in whose hand my soul is, you will not have complete iman till I am dearer to you than your own self." Then Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said to him, "However, now by Allah you are dearer to me than my own self." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Now, O Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, you are a true believer." Bukhari. Fourth, it is in hadith. It is narrated on the authority of Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu that a man asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the hour, saying, "When will the hour be?" The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "What have you prepared for it?" The man said, "Nothing except that I love Allah and His Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "You will be with those whom you love." Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu continued, "We had never been so glad as we were on hearing that saying of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Therefore, I love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu and Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and I hope that I will be with them because of my love for them, though my deeds are not similar to theirs." Bukhari. What is the meaning of the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam are the mothers of the believers? It means that the love and respect of Ummahatul Mu'mineen radiyallahu ta'ala anhum jameen has to be more than the love of the biological mothers of the believers, and it is an indication and fulfillment of your love of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is in hadith, the believing mother is in the middle of the doors of paradise. Ahmad. It is in hadith, the paradise is under the feet of the believing mothers. Nasai. Similarly, love of Ahle Bayt radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma jameen is a requirement and an indication and fulfillment of your love of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You cannot claim your love for Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam while you accuse, abuse or blame any members of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's household, like the ways Shia, Salafis, Deobandis, Ahle Hadith and their like-minded groups do. It is in Quran, "O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say to them, I do not ask you any recompense except your love for my close relatives." Ahle Bayt radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma jameen. He who does a good deed shall be repaid many times over. Surely Allah is oft forgiving, most appreciative. Ash-Shura 23.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ جاءتكم جنود فأرسلنا عليهم ريحا وجنودا لم تروها وكان الله بما تعملون بصيرا.
Translation. O believers, remember Allah's favor upon you when enemy forces came to besiege you in Medina, so we sent against them a bitter wind and forces you could not see, and Allah is all-seeing of what you do. Explanation. From the verse 9 to 27, 19 verses in the surah are related to the Battle of the Trench, which was followed by the Muslims' raid against Bani Khurayza tribe that took place in 5 AH 627 AD. Brief history. The Battle of the Trench, also known as the Battle of the Confederates, was a 30-day-long siege of Medina by the confederation of non-believers consisting of Arab and Jewish tribes. Altogether, they consisted of 10,000 men, while the Muslim army defending Medina consisted of 3,000 men. It was fought in the month of Shawwal, 5 AH. This was the third battle between the Meccan pagans and the Muslims in Medina in the past 5 years. The earlier battles at Badr and Uhud occurred in 2nd and the 3rd AH, 624 and 625 AD. To defend Medina against the formidable Confederates army was a difficult task. Thus, the Prophet ﷺ, on the suggestion of Salman Farsi radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, ordered to dig a trench on the exposed side of Medina from where the attackers could possibly enter. The Prophet ﷺ assigned a group of 10 people each to dig a trench that is unassailable by a horse rider. The ditch was dug in 6 days. Its total length was roughly 7,500 feet, 5,000 cubits, and the depth varied between 11 to 15 feet. The ditch was dug continuously day and night in extremely cold conditions. Since Muslims did not have enough food those days, it is reported that they had tied stones to their stomach to defy hunger. The Prophet ﷺ also participated in digging by tying 2 stones on his stomach. When the Confederates' army arrived, they were surprised to see the unassailable ditch, as this kind of war tactic was unknown in Arabia. They had no choice but to lay siege of Muslims that lasted for about a month. The long siege in an open area during peak winter was tiring for the Confederates' army. Meanwhile, misunderstanding among the partners of the Confederates were also developed, and they started suspecting each other. Many even became sick due to the harsh weather conditions, and their horses started dying. As the siege lengthened, the hypocrites, munafiqeen, in the Muslims' camp started creating trouble for the Prophet ﷺ and demanded that they be relieved to go back home. Then, one night, Allah sent a massive gust of wind that destroyed all the tents and cooking utensils of the Confederates' army. Disappointed by the deteriorating condition, the Makkan Quraysh decided to leave. Later, the other partners in the confederation also left. Thus, the hardship of the battle was over for Muslims after a long testing month. The Battle of the Trench was the last battle fought between Makkan Quraysh and Muslims in Medina, as the Makkans never dared to attack Muslims again. 7 Muslims were martyred and 4 people from the enemy were killed in this battle. It is in Hadith. Al-Mu'mineen Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha narrated that when Allah's Apostle ﷺ returned on the day of the Battle of Trench, he put down his arms and took a bath. Then Angel Jibreel alayhi salam, whose head was covered with dust, came to him saying, "You have put down your arms. By Allah, I have not put down my arms yet." Allah's Apostle ﷺ said, "Where to go now?" Jibreel alayhi salam said, "This way," pointing towards the tribe of Banu Khurayza. So Allah's Apostle ﷺ went towards them. Bukhari, Book 52, Hadith number 68. Banu Khurayza. When the Prophet ﷺ migrated to Medina, there were 3 Jewish tribes living in Medina. First, Banu Khaynuqa, second, Banu Nadir, and third, Banu Khurayza. Banu Khaynuqa and Banu Nadir were earlier banished from Medina for creating trouble in the region, and they left to live in Taif. They were sore about their banishment. It is on the initiation and procession of these tribes that a confederation of Makkan Quraysh and the other Arab and Jewish tribes was formed and the Battle of Trench took place. Banu Khurayza had a pact with Muslims that bound them not to support the enemies of Muslims, particularly Makkan Quraysh, if they ever attacked Medina. Thus, when the siege of Medina was carried out by the Confederates' army, they remained neutral initially. However, within a few days, as they predicted Muslims' imminent defeat, they joined forces with the Confederates' army and started a massive tribulation within the neighborhoods of Medina. Once the Confederates' army left, they were left alone in Medina. The Muslims' retaliation against them was a natural course. As per the command of Allah, Muslims marched on Bani Khurayza neighborhood in Medina and lay a siege to their fortresses for 25 days, at the end of which they surrendered to Muslim army. Some of the fighters of Banu Khurayza were killed and others were held captives, and the land held by them came under Muslim rule. There are differences of opinions among the scholars and historians about Banu Khurayza. Some say that a large number of people who had revolted against the Muslims during the Battle of Trench were killed, while others claim that only those were killed who actually fought against Muslims.
وقرن في بيوتكن ولا تبرجن تبرج الجاهلية الأولى وأقمنا الصلاة وآتينا الزكاة وأطعنا الله ورسوله إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا.
Translation: Settle in your homes and do not display yourselves as women did in the days of pre-Islamic ignorance. Establish Salah and pay Zakat and obey Allah and His Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam. O members of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's family, Allah only intends to keep the causes of evil away from you and purify you completely. Explanation: The above verse is known as the verse of purification. Allah says, O members of the Prophet ﷺ's family, Allah only intends to keep the causes of evil away from you and purify you completely. Who are the people referred to as the Prophet ﷺ's family? It is obvious that the Prophet ﷺ's wives and his children are the primary members of his family. Obviously, in the above verse, the command is in relation to all Ummahatul Mu'mineen radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma jameen. First, it is in Hadith. Safiya radiyallahu ta'ala anha, the daughter of Shaiba radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, narrates that Ummul Mu'mineen Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha said that the Prophet ﷺ came out one morning wearing a cloak which had camel saddles woven onto it and black wool. Then Hassan ibn Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu came and the Prophet ﷺ took him under the cloak. Then Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala anhu came and entered beneath it with the Prophet ﷺ. Then Fatima radiyallahu ta'ala anha came and the Prophet ﷺ took her under the cloak. Next Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu came and the Prophet ﷺ also included him beneath it. Then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ recited the verse, O members of the Prophet ﷺ's family radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma jameen, Allah only intends to keep the causes of evil away from you and purify you completely. Al-Ahzab 33. References: 1st Muslim, 2nd Musannaf ibn Abi Shayba, 3rd Ahmad, 4th Musnad ibn Rahawai, 5th Al-Mustadrak Al-Hakim, 6th Sunan Al-Kubra Bayhaqi, 7th Tafsir Tabari, 8th Malim Ut-Tanzil Baghawi, etc. It is in Hadith. Umar bin Abi Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, who was brought up by the Prophet ﷺ, narrates that when the verse, O members of the Prophet ﷺ's family radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma jameen, Allah only intends to keep the causes of evil away from you and purify you completely, Al-Ahzab 33, was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ at the home of Ummul Mu'mineen Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anha. He called Fatima radiyallahu ta'ala anha, Hassan radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and covered them with a cloak. The Prophet ﷺ also covered Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, who was behind him, and then said, O Allah, these are my Ahle Bayt, so keep impurity away from them and totally purify them. References: 1st Tirmidhi, 2nd Ahmad, 3rd Bayhaqi, 4th Hakim, 5th Tabrani, etc. The above hadith confirms that in addition to Ummahatul Mu'mineen, Hazrat Ali, Fatima, Hassan and Hussein radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma jameen are included in the Prophet ﷺ's household. There are some references that include Akhil, Jafar, Abbas and Salman Farsi radiyallahu ta'ala anhum within the purview of the household of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Shias wrongfully claim that Ummahatul Mu'mineen radiyallahu ta'ala anhum are not part of the Prophet ﷺ's household. This kind of belief is denial of Quranic verses and a hadith.
ما كان محمد أبا أحد من رجالكم ولكن رسول الله وخاتم النبيين وكان الله بكل شيء عليما.
Translation: Muhammad ﷺ is not the father of any one of your men, but he is the apostle of Allah and the last of the prophets. Allah has knowledge of all things. Explanation: From the above verse, the finality of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as the last prophet to humanity is confirmed. Now, whoever claims prophethood in any manner whatsoever is a liar. As far as Isa ﷺ is concerned, his advent was before Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He was raised alive to heaven by Allah. In the second coming, he will appear before the end times and confirm the last prophethood of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and will die after completing his lifespan on planet Earth.
يا أيها النبي إنا أرسلناك شاهدا ومبشرا ونذيرا.
Translation: O noble Apostle ﷺ, we have sent you as a witness and a bearer of glad tidings and a warner.
وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا.
Translation: and a caller towards Allah by His permission, and as a lamp spreading light. Explanation: The above two verses confirm that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the lamp spreading light into the whole cosmos. He is also referred to as witness. a bearer of glad tidings, and the one who warns to humanity. A witness is the one who knows about all the physical and spiritual aspects of this cosmos. It is in Hadith, Jabir ibn Abdullah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, O Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may my father and mother be sacrificed for you. Tell me the first thing Allah created before all things. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, O Jabir radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the first thing Allah created was the light of your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam from his light, and everything else was created from that light. Part of Hadith. The above Hadith was narrated by Abdul Razzaq D 211 AH in his Musannaf according to Khastalani in Al-Mawahib Al-Dunya 1-55 and Zarqani in his Shar Al-Mawahib 1-56 of the Matba Al-Amira, Cairo. Abdul Razzaq is one of the authentic and reliable narrators. Bukhari took 120 and Muslim took 400 hadith from him. Bayhaqi narrated the above hadith with a different wording in Dalail al-Nubuwa according to Zurqani in his Shar al-Mawahib 1-56 of the Matba al-Amira, Cairo. Diyar Bakri narrated it in Tarikh al-Khamis 1-20.
لا يحل لك النساء من بعد ولا أن تبدل بهن من أزواج ولو أعجبك حسنهن إلا ما ملكت يمينك وكان الله على كل شيء رقيبا.
Translation: O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are not permitted to take any further wives, nor to exchange the wives you have for others, even if these attract you with their beauty. But this does not apply to the captives whom your right hand possesses. Allah is watchful over all things. Explanation: The Prophet ﷺ had 9 wives at that time. After this commandment, he did not marry anyone else. There are differences of opinions among scholars in this context. Some say that the restriction was lifted from the Prophet ﷺ, but he chose not to marry anyone else.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
Translation: Allah and His angels send blessings and salutations on Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. O believers, send your salutations and reverence on him and salute him with all respects. Explanation: The above verse is a commandment of Allah for recitation of durood on Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. The more you recite, the bigger is the reward in both the worlds. Durood: Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in is the remembrance of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, which is obligatory on all Muslims. First, it is in Hadith. Abdullah bin Masud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Apostle of Allah ﷺ said, on the day of resurrection, the person closest to me will be the one who has sent the most durood on me. Tirmidhi. Second, it is in Hadith. Abdullah bin Amr bin al-As radiyallahu ta'ala anhu reported, I heard the Apostle of Allah ﷺ saying, whoever supplicates Allah to exalt for me, recites durood, Allah would exalt him 10 times. Muslim. Third, it is in Hadith. The Apostle of Allah ﷺ said, before whomsoever my name is mentioned, he should recite durood upon me. Nasai.
يا أيها النبي قل لأزواجك وبناتك ونساء المؤمنين يدنين عليهن من جلابيبهن ذلك أدنى أن يعرفن فلا يؤذين وكان الله غفورا رحيما.
Translation: O Prophet ﷺ, ask your wives, daughters and believing women to draw their cloaks over their bodies. In this way, it is more likely that they will be recognized as virtuous and not be harassed. And Allah is all forgiving, most merciful. Explanation: Allah commands Muslim women to wear cloak or veil so they are recognized as virtuous women and not be harassed. Different kinds of veils or cloaks are used by Muslim women in the world as follows. First, niqab. The niqab is a veil or cloak that covers the whole body but leaves the area around the eyes clear. Second, burqa. Burqa is the most concealing of all Islamic veils. It is a one-piece veil or cloth that covers the face and body, often leaving just a mesh screen to see through. Third, al-amira. It is a two-piece veil or cloak. It consists of a close-fitting cap and a tube-like scarf. Fourth, chador. The chador is a full-body cloak. It is often accompanied by a small headscarf underneath. Fifth, khimar. The khimar is a long, cape-like veil that hangs down to just above the waist. It covers the hair, neck and shoulders completely and leaves the face clear. Sixth, shaila. The shaila is a long, rectangular scarf which is wrapped around the head and tucked or pinned in place at the shoulders. Seventh, hijab. Hijab is a headscarf worn by Muslim women. These scarves come in many styles and colors. Most commonly worn scarves covers the head and neck and leaves the face clear. The woman wearing khimar, shaila or hijab generally prefers to wear loose-fitting clothes or cloak in such a way that they are recognized as virtuous.
إنا عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان ظلوما جهولا.
Translation: We had offered the trust of divine commandments to the skies, the earth, the mountains, but they refrained from bearing the burden and were frightened of it. But man took it on himself. Alas, many do not realize it. They are inept and foolish. Explanation: The meaning of trust in the above verse is the crown of vicegerent. It is in Quran, and when Allah addressed the angels saying, I am going to make a vicegerent on earth, Al-Baqarah 30. It is in Quran, and He is who has made you successors upon the earth and has raised some of you above others in ranks, that He will see you through what He has given you. Indeed, your Lord is swift in retribution, and He is also forgiving and merciful. Al-An'am 165. It is the wisdom of Allah that every single creation is appropriate in its place within their environment. When Allah informed the angels that He is going to create a vicegerent on earth, it meant that His real Khalifa, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, was to come from among human beings. It is in Hadith. Umar bin al-Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, when Prophet Adam ﷺ said, O my Lord, I ask you for the sake of Muhammad ﷺ to forgive me. He, Allah said, how did you know Muhammad ﷺ? He said, because when you created me with your hands and blew into me from your spirit, I raised my head and I saw on the arsh it was written, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad ﷺ is the apostle of Allah. So I knew you would not put next to your name except the one who is the most beloved to you. He said, you have said the truth, O Adam alayhi salam, and if it were not from Muhammad ﷺ, I would not have created you. Al-Mustadrak Al-Hakim, who said it is Sahih. It is in Hadith. Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrated, they asked, O Allah's Apostle ﷺ, when was prophethood established for you? He said, while Adam alayhi salam was between the soul and body. Tirmidhi. Allah wants humans to realize that they are His chosen creation, His servants, among whom His beloved Apostle ﷺ has appeared. It is a great distinction for human beings among Allah's creations. Therefore, man needs to choose Allah's obedience and should be grateful to Him. Those who do not realize it and deny Him will be subjected to punishment.
صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم.